you typically when you have clients, what are your sessions consist of?
Well, nowadays I don't see clients directly that much anymore because
Okay.
we're teaching hypnotherapy, so I've got a lot of students. But I'll still work with my students from time to time when things come up, right? And
Mhm.
at this point, I'll literally take anything. Why? Because I've seen most things, and if I can help my students, I will. Like for example, I had one student reach out to me last year, I think it was, or a year, yeah, about last year, who had been diagnosed with cancer, stage 2 or 3, something like that. So it's getting quite serious, and he was terrified. He couldn't sleep. He was falling to pieces, and so we spent 3 or 4 sessions, primarily focusing on his state of mind, so he could refocus on beating the illness. And then at the end, we did a little bit of hypnotic healing to kind of accentuate his body's ability to recover. And he did. I'm very happy to say he bounced back, had a good recovery, and he survived. That was wonderful to hear, right?
Yeah.
I worked with other students. Another one of my students was recently very depressed to the point he was suicidal. Turns out that was actually medical issues, and it's an important distinction to make. You have to leave room for medical investigation because sometimes it's just biochemistry that's off. In his case, that was the case, right? So he was getting those tests done. He was actually doing the right medical treatments, and then I helped him stabilize his mind long enough for the medical treatments to kick in. So he went from seriously depressed to the point of being suicidal to just really unhappy and tired and drained with life. But at least that's a step forward, right?
Right.
Then he started taking testosterone therapy and a couple of other things that are going on. So he started feeling better physically. And we took that extra leap to the next place where within, I think, by the 3rd session, he was like a dynamo. He was excited. He was energized. He was full of life again. We did a 4th session just to make sure that it wasn't a fluke. And of course, he still has to be. He's still in the medical system. He's got to. They still have to find the actual cause of why he had such low testosterone, why his biochemistry was so far off. That hasn't completed yet, but he's now full of energy again. He's running his company. His company was basically on a downward spiral because he couldn't focus on it. Now it's going back up. It's about to, I think personally, it'll be $1 billion company because the stuff he's doing is amazing, right?
Right.
So it's a really very wide variety of things I'll work with because ultimately, I know I don't have to solve the problem. It's not up to me to solve it,
Yeah.
right? I don't have to be the super genius who knows how to live life. All I have to know how to do is how do I activate your inner genius and take
Right.
your drunk driver and lock him in the back of the car so that the right part of you is driving the bus. And
Right.
then I just sit back and watch the gloriousness of it all take place, right?
Yeah. I like that.